What's up, y'all? Welcome to Conversation Piece with Patrick Armstrong. I am the titular Patrick, and this is a show where we talk about the missing pieces of the conversations we're already having. Shout out to our returning listeners, and a high five and hello to everybody joining us for the very first time. I appreciate y'all being here in month 2 of 2024. My guest today is one of Indiana's own, a lover of Indiana history, and the founder of the Through2Eyes walk and talk tours right here in Indianapolis. Since founding it in 2020, he has led over 500 walk and talks in the city. In addition to numerous workshops and speaking engagements, his work has landed him on the cover of the Indy Star and Pattern magazine, and you can regularly catch him on our local channels, Wish TV and WTHR. On top of all that, he is actively involved throughout the community, from organizations to leading the earliest possible classes at the Day One Fitness Center to hooping at the NIFS on IUPUI's campus. This man does it all and a whole lot more. It is my honor and privilege to welcome Sampson Levingston to the show. Sampson, thank you for joining me.
I'm definitely excited to be here. I've been seeing, what you've been doing, so I'm excited to just kind of add to the conversation for sure.
100%. I appreciate you been supporting me for a little bit now, and ever since I came back to Indy, I've been hearing about this dude Sampson and these walk and talk tours. Like, you got to walk around Indy and learn. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to start off being real vulnerable. This Saturday is going to be my first walk and talk.
Let's go,
You've
man.
been calling people out on your Instagram, and I've been
I do, man. Just every now and then I feel like, people watching me do what I'm doing, like, okay, you get all this free entertainment and value from me. Come walk, see what I actually be saying, like, see what I feel like is the purest form of me. So I always tell people I'll do the walks forever, so you always got time to see me. But at the same time, come see me. That's what I'm here for.
100%. We can't just be lurking the whole time, especially if we're here in the city.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Man, I be cutting I cut the lurkers out. I'll be remove follower.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like, I don't know what
you got the time to remove followers?
Yeah. If I look and I'm like, if I'm like, man, I know this person forever. They never go to my thing. What are you watching for? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
eventually I won't have time to do that, but sometimes I will.
Sure. I mean, you coming up, I'm surprised you have enough time now.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go on one during Butter this past year, and then my wife got sick, and we ended up not being able to go. But I'm like, man, I got to go, especially when I started to see you talking about these lurkers, and I'm like, I'm not going to be a lurker no more.
Good. See how it works. It's effective marketing strategy, man. Puts pressure on them.
You're a great marketer. I love it. So I know I gave you a little bit of an introduction here, but for folks listening who may not know who you are, do you mind just sharing a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, so my name's Sampson Levingston, and I consider myself a lover of Indiana history. And for me, that encompasses a lot of things. And I best display that through my walking history tours, but I can do that a variety of ways, whether it's like content on social media or presenting in front of companies or speaking to students in schools. So really, I've just tried to build my name through Indianapolis and our history and our and the things that we take pride in, and the things that we've also overlooked as well.
You grew up here in Indianapolis. You went to Cathedral.
Yeah. Lawrence Township kid, but went to Cathedral High School, played football there.
For sure. And then you ended up playing football at ISU as well.
Yeah, Indiana State. Go Sycamores.
Yeah, this is my cat, Vlad. He likes to hop in the videos when we're doing them. So I recently read that when you graduated from in Indiana State, that you felt like this void in you when you left. And you were able to fill that when you started to write and talk about history, specifically Indianapolis history. Yeah. Was there a specific piece or moment of history that first piqued that interest?
No, it was actually. It was a story I did about Pogue's Run. And it was, I wrote it in like December of 2017. And it talked about the rivers that run beneath us, because Pogue's Run is a river. It's on the east side of Indianapolis. It goes underground, spills back out by Lucas Oil. And I just thought that was so cool that, like, there can be this, like, living, breathing, flowing entity within ourselves. I always love to use Indiana history as a reflection to learn about myself. I try to learn from everything. I watch a movie. What does that tell about me? I hear a speaker talk. Okay, he's talking to me. And so as I'm learning about Indiana history, I'm like, okay, this story is talking to me. And I'm like, damn, I wonder what, like, rivers flow, within me that I don't know about, or what things that, like, I may have, just forgotten that exists within my own self. And so that connection, that piece made me realize, like, I'm writing for fun, I'm writing for free. Yeah. So let's write about what I want to. So I started writing only about Indiana history.
Okay, I love that. I like that idea of how does this like, how does this piece of whatever it is that I'm consuming affect me personally?
For sure.
'Cause I feel like I have been operating similarly in the last 3 years. Particularly, I mentioned butter. This past butter art fair, I felt like I just happened to go to a couple of the talks that were happening, and I was like, damn, are these people talking to me? And I'm like, this has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was just like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, it just affirmed everything that I felt like I was already wanting to do. And I was like, okay, I'm here for a reason, and y'all just affirmed that reason. When did you realize that, you know, you're doing the Through2Eyes blog, you are learning and consuming and immersing yourself in this history? When did you realize it could be something more than just a blog or something more that you just did for free?
I felt like I always had a lot of unique perspective and value to offer, not just my community here locally, but I mean, you know, as far as I could possibly reach. But it really, when I started doing the tours, you know, and I got paid to do stuff before. I got like paid to go like visit Fort Wayne and talk about, you know, what that city's like for a weekend. That was really fun. And go to Richmond and go to what other cities I went to. Go to Franklin, Indiana, and you know, get a tour, get a feel for the city. South Bend, Mishawaka, and that was kind of like this. Remember, I could be like a travel history influencer thing, but that was kind of hard to get off the ground. And then the tours really made me realize, like, man, this will work for now. This I can do this, and it can allow me the time to do what I want to do.
What did you learn going to these other cities and taking tours of their places? Or I guess you were getting paid to go there and lead tours.
Yeah, not lead tours, but just like walk around, get my perspective on the history, my perspective on the culture, you know, do a story that reflected on me. I remember in Fort Wayne, I went up to the genealogy center, you know, learned that I have ancestors that are slaves. I have ancestors that were free black men in the 1700s. And like, I was able to weave that into a story about myself. And same thing like with South Bend, I talked about transportation industry up there, the Studebaker Company, and like doing the same thing as I'm telling you now, like looking at their history, looking for black people, always looking for black history in every city. You know, cities that go, oh, we don't know how much we have. And I'm like, it's here. I know black people lived here, so I'll figure it out. And like talking about that. And then, just kind of working from there, really.
Yeah, I was listening to the Follow D Money podcast, the interview that you did with over there, and I liked what you said about Indiana history. There's never been a point that you couldn't find or reference black people. There's black history is part of is Indiana history. Yeah,
for sure. And so like I think always looking for that and being selfish and finding those stories and realizing how empowering that is for myself and what I'm looking for. And I want people to feel that, resonate with that, and understand that their stories are here, you know, if you look, and don't let people tell you that they're not, or don't be discouraged if you don't feel the representation or see it right away, because I promise you it's there. Yeah, that's how I feel about the Asian American community here. Yeah. Like, you know, I grew up in a small town, didn't grow up in Indy or around diversity at all, and felt like that just wasn't representative of me. Right. Like, and there wasn't representation. And also I was adopted, so rejected that part of me. And now that I'm here in Indy, it's like I'm uncovering this history that feels hidden. Exactly. And that's kind of what I felt about learning about Indiana Avenue, where I spend most of my time on the walk and talks downtown Indianapolis. Seeing that history, seeing those stories, they were intentionally erased. It was not an accident that neighborhood does no longer exist. You know, like there's a lot of contributing factors to why downtowns and urban areas had a decline, you know, during the 50s, 60s, and 70s. But that neighborhood in particular being non-existent anymore, that was intentional. And so to rediscover that history has to be an intentional act, because for something that was done on purpose, in order to kind of undo it, you have to do that on purpose, right? And so, like, I purposely look for myself in Indiana history because I felt like our contributions were purposely disregarded. I love the intentionality, and I love that you can make it start with you and then build out. I think that we can try and take too wide a scope sometimes we're trying to learn, and we don't know where we fit into that fabric. And sometimes I feel like so selfish in a way, because I know people are on this tour, and it's such this therapeutic, euphoric experience for me, giving the tour, getting things off my chest, interacting with people, seeing what they think about what I think. I'm thinking about what they think. We're having these authentic conversations that I know that they haven't had before, and I get to have them. I may have another group in 30 minutes. I'm gonna meet 25 new people from a different place, and we're going to talk about the things I love to talk about. And it's cool in a way, because it's like, man, this is what I love to do. Like, and it's very self-centered and it's selfish in a way, but like, yeah, I'm answering my own questions. Every question that I answer, that I am seeking to find, no teacher told me, no boss told me. No, I'm answering my own questions, and it's very fulfilling.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know yourself, and you can't really fully immerse yourself in the community the way you want until you know who you are. You know, you got to bring yourself to the community. That's what makes the community beautiful.
Right.
Is it's like, oh, I'm showing up as Sampson. I'm showing up as Patrick. I'm showing up as Mike from behind the camera.
Right.
You know what it is. Do you remember how you felt before and after your very first walking tour?
That was great, man. I know I had to do that again. I love that. I was nervous, but like I was confident. I had a lot of my friends there, people I'd never seen before. That was a beautiful thing because like that month, I just felt like a lot was happening in June. Like we didn't know what things are going to be. It's my first time doing something like this. I want people to come listen to me do a history tour. People knew I like history. People knew I knew things, but like, to really put myself out there, like, come listen to me do this tour. And I had people captivated the whole time, and they're listening, and they're taking pictures and videos, and like, I'm getting chills thinking about it now. Like, it was a really great experience, and I feel that way often doing it. But after that first walk, it was like, I gotta do that again, you know. And so like, they were literally, I didn't know how long I would do them. I numbered the walks like Super Bowls, like Walk and Talk 2, Walk and Talk 3, and Roman numerals until I got to like 50, and I was like, well, shit, this is all I do now. So like, then I got to close to 500, or once I passed 500, I don't know what a number I'm at now. I'm gonna try to keep track really well detailed this year, so I made a cool graphic. I did that in 2022, but I've done so many now. I don't even know how many I've done.
You got to know when you get to that 1,000. That's like a big old milestone right there.
Man, I'll probably just guess. Just every couple of months, I just tell people like, yeah, I've done 20 more. I'm like, I'll update my little bio. Like, I send people, I'll be reading it like, what don't I like in here anymore? Because you know how it is. You type your own bios.
Oh, for sure.
Some people go up there and they read, like they introduce you speaking, and the people looking like, wow, oh my God. I'm like, I typed this. Like, I was like, what do I take out of here? And I'm like, oh yeah, I've done probably 40 more walks since then.
Okay.
So we're getting close. Eventually the bio will get to 2,000.
Well, I have on my note here, I had to cross out 400 because I got that from the Through2Eyes website. And then I heard you on the podcast say 500. I'm like, okay,
see how quick it goes?
I can't sort him. I can't sort him that 100.
Now, I don't even know what it says now. Price is over, he said over 700. Because like for All-Star Weekend, for example, I'm going to go 15. I'm going to do 20 that weekend. Like I'm going to go, and we're going to go fast, and like it's going to be great. And so I know like just in that weekend, I'm going to do, and some are longer, some are shorter, but like I'm gonna do a lot. In February, like we're gonna roll. I'm excited.
So you brought up All-Star. What you said you got 15 tours. What all do you have going on for that specifically? Yeah,
so probably like when people see this, we're going to have the website launch that has like the Who's Your Story, a trivia game. It's going to be where you can sign up for walk and talks. It'll be where you can add and comment stories that you felt like we've neglected, because that's a big thing. Like, you know, when you got a platform and opportunity to speak, people want to hear their name. They want to see their guy. They want to feel represented.
100%.
We just talked about that. Like, that matters. So when people are like, hey, my hometown's not in here, let me know. And so I can talk about it. So you and people from that town can feel like you're part of the story, because you are. And so all this will be live on my website, and like we'll do the walk and talks. They'll start at Circle Center Mall. They'll be great, man. Explosion of basketball history, arts, culture in Indianapolis. What's better than that?
It's dope. I'm going to have a 2-week-old child at that time, so I'm going to try and make it if I can. I don't know if we're going to make it, but I've seen all of these announcements coming out, and I know you got a whole lot going on. I'm like, I got to get out there somehow.
Figure it out.
I'm taking this baby.
We'll try to figure it out. We'll try to figure it out. Don't worry. We'll get the baby on the tour.
We'll get that baby on the tour.
Because
the youngest. I want that record for youngest child on the tour.
Babies come. You know, it's another way I talk shit to people. Like, how has this baby been on 3 walk and talks, and I've never seen your face on the tour? Like, you know, my friends that got their kids, like my Dana and Willie, they on day one. They bring the twins. I nicknamed the twins Walk and Talk. That's how much they've been. And I got homies that ain't never been on the tour. What?
Damn, I'm attacked right now. I got to get on there.
But we just got to know each other. I'm talking about people who know me for a long time.
For sure. You talked about like now that you're doing this and it's like very public and you have people always asking, where am I? How do you incorporate that into what you already have set up?
That's one of my favorite things to do. It's because we have to make people feel like that we're talking about them, we're talking to them, and we're talking in ways that they feel comfortable. So like even like we just talked about, I went to New York City. I love that place. And made some content about Indiana limestone, and people like that. They resonate with that. They're excited. A lot of people are like, yeah. Like if you haven't swum in a quarry, you're not from Indiana. People take pride in that. Okay, so hear me out. If you like limestone, let me tell you about the black people who lived in there, who worked on it, or let me tell you about the ways that area was once, completely inhabited by Native Americans and indigenous people here in Indiana. So like if you can appreciate that I'm talking about the Speedway, that we love the Speedway. Yeah. Or maybe you're black and you like the fact I'm talking about Charles Wiggins, the first one of the first, black racing champions, right? You think that's cool? And then you hear me talk about Indianapolis Motor Speedway, something that you've always thought was lame or too white or too, speedway. But now, okay, this is cool. And so I want to draw those intersections so we realize it's all one story. Your grandpa's farm that he worked at that he built for 60 years is just as equal part of the story as, this guy's uncle's auto shop that he owned for 30. To me, it's the same story. Yeah. And I want people to resonate with that and realize that.
Have you ever had somebody come up after you've incorporated like their history and say, just like, what was there? Did you ever have like a reaction that you remember that's like, thank you for finally talking about this?
Yeah, people. Yes. One that I really appreciated. I spoke at an event for like some climate Alliance Institute. It was really cool. And I just opened up by talking about Native American history a little bit and like just reminding people what the name Indiana means. And there was an indigenous woman from, I believe, Oklahoma in the crowd. Or in the, not a crowd. It wasn't like I was speaking to the stadium. I had a table. And she came up, she stood up, and I seen her stand up, and I didn't know what she was going to say. I could tell right away, that she represented, she came from somewhere and represented indigenous culture. And I'm like, okay, what's she going to say? And she appreciated that. And she talked to me after, and I asked ways how I can present that history better, as I do that and grow. And so that's always cool. When someone tells me they're from like Elkhart, and I'm like, RV capital of the world. Or they tell me they're like from Richmond, I'm like, oh yeah, the Elkhart, or not Elkhart, what's the college out there? Dang, those crazy people from Richmond get mad at me. Earlham College is out there. And I talk about their town. They like that. I'm from Kokomo. I'm like, yeah, Elwood Haynes. Yeah, they're like, how do you know that? How do you know Kokomo history? That's like, just so I can tell you about black people. Yeah. Not really, but at the end of the day, I want people to hear me out about black people and how we've been treated in Indianapolis, our contributions, the way that like cities have been shaped, ignoring populations of color or populations that have been poor and marginalized. I want people to hear me out. So everything that I'm saying about like, happy-go-lucky, that's just to get people drawn in to the history where it's not like you're a bad person because you don't know this shit and your grandpa probably owned slaves. That's not what we're here to do. I just want to let people know what I'm saying is true and take that information as you go about your life with new, true information.
Yeah, I mean, you have this magnetic energy that I think is hard for people to deny. And then you back that up with these like literal truths. And it's hard. Then you really can't deny it. It's like, oh, I'm learning something here. And if I go fact check this dude, it's going to check out. Right. Like, it's going to pan out.
And even if I like paraphrase it in like, as I'm speaking to different people, like, I'm speaking to a group of kids and like, I forget something. I was talking about trying to encourage this hotel downtown to share more black history. This hotel, the Hampton Homewood Suites at Hilton by IUPUI on the canal, they're just not the most culturally aware staff. Yeah. Here, locally, nationally, everybody in the company. And so, like, I really try to encourage them to share this history. And I was telling these kids, I was like, it's a tush push. Like I'm tush pushing them. Like just like the Eagles, like when it works.
Yeah.
I was like, you're close. You're in an historic church. You're in a big black building. If we could just push you to just post about it.
And the tush push is highly successful. High success rate.
Yeah, it's for your own benefit. Like, I know you may not know what's going on, big mess in front of you, but let me just push you to the right thing, to the right side of history. Let me push you over. And so the kids, they thought that was funny. But yeah, they understand, like, you know, like, and it just is what it is. You know, we got to get people to relate to this and resonate with it. And, you know, I think it's cool for kids to see the passion that I have in history too. Yeah,
I think it's so important that like a large part of your audience is kids, like kids in school, because we talk about this history that's hidden from us. Yeah. And you are someone actively uncovering that history. And you're not just telling it to people who are like middle-aged, like even millennials in their 30s. Right. Like you're talking to kids who are coming up now, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that's carrying this history forward.
Yeah, I'm trying to get them to see how excited you can be about something. Yeah. And want to share that. And also, like, there's a lot of ways to connect with kids all throughout that presentation. Everything that a kid could know is valuable, because I think everything that I know, all my life experiences contribute to what I do. Right. Other than, I joke with kids all the time, like, how about the transition from college sports to like the real world? Like, I have all these skills that are no longer that useful. I can catch a ball and jump over somebody, but why would I need to do that? You know, like I could go like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can read the coverage and be like, okay, cover 2, so I should run this right up the seam, or get to the middle of the field, and let the quarterback throw it, throw me open, or whatever. But what use is that? But as I'm meeting, and maybe there's somebody who plays football on the tour, and we're talking about like, I saw your game the other day. Was that cover 2 or cover 3? I can add that. Like it becomes valuable again in a way, But I think with things that I know, whether it's about sports or nature or birds or architecture or anything, I combine that so kids see the value in knowing everything. So it can be a trivia question. First it's what's the state flower? A girl who loves plants, she knows it's the peony. She gets that right. Kids thinking like, I'll never get one. I'll never get a prize. Yeah. The next thing the question is like, speaking of the Colts, who did we draft in first overall last year in our first round pick? Kids like, I know this. What I know matters. It contributes to this conversation, what I know. And so like, I think that's cool to let kids know whatever matters. I'll kind of look and like see what a kid has on, or like try to gauge like around the classroom, what's a question that kids may be able to answer based off what they've already been taught. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like what you already know matters.
I love that. I love that you have taken the skills that you developed as an athlete, particularly in college, and used them in really creative ways to help further the stuff that you're doing now. Was there anything that you took from that experience as a college athlete that you implement into all of this work?
Man, you're good at asking questions. This dude's a good question asker. One thing I hate about podcasts, I don't do a lot of podcasts. I do it every now and then. But people just ask shitty questions, or they just want to just talk, which is cool. But like, these are good questions.
I appreciate that.
One of the things that I feel like from sports is that you have all these people, especially the football team, from all over, and they're all different sizes and backgrounds. Some people, from the team, we had people from like Nigeria. Our punter was from Nigeria. I was born in Ume, and we all have a common goal, and we all got to figure out how this all works, like, and how we're all how we all get along. And like, problems arise, and like, you can go at people and argue with them, and it's okay. That's one thing that like people know about me after a while. Like, if we're playing basketball, if you're not on my team and I'm like talking shit to you or I'm mad at you, that really won't matter in 5 minutes. Right. Or like, if we're like, say I'm All-Star Weekend, and I'm like, hey, let's do a podcast from where I'm starting. Yeah. And you're like 10 minutes late, and it throws me off. I'm like, yo, what are we doing? Like, am I mad? You're like, hey, this stuff matters. And like, you'd be like, Sampson hates me. Like, no, there's a goal we got to get done, and like, we got to hold each other accountable. And so like, and it could be the same way with me. And so I think from that, the accountability aspect, the relying on you need other people to believe in what you're doing, and you also need to create trust and reliability within other people for them to trust you.
Yeah.
So like, you know, when there's a lot of things that from sports you just realize, like leadership. Yeah. You got to step up through adversity, or you can tell when people are looking to be led. Like that's one thing that like I've identified through like sports, and just, you know, I don't want to be too overbearing with like, oh, these people like leaders. I like leaders. Right. I don't have a boss. Whenever I get someone who's like kind of tell me what to do, I'm like, man, I can follow instructions. This is fun. Yeah, like, all right. Like, so people like when they're being led and told what to do, and there's like a galvanizing person behind those efforts. Yeah. And I've learned that through sports. I've learned you gotta BYOE, you gotta bring your own energy. Yeah. Like I come in, we got a 5 a.m. practice. We used to start practice 4:45 in the morning. I would just scream out football as loud as I could. And like people would just start to echo it. Yeah. You know, and people do this, you know, I'm the first person to do it. People like this all over the place. But like, it just gets us going. Like, let's get going. You know, just look at somebody sleepy, like, man, I don't want to be here. He's like, football, just scream at him. You know, other people walk up to him like, football, and I start pushing them. Like, man, leave me alone. Now we're up. We're going. We got to go. We got to bring our own energy to the situation. And we can make it happen if we want to. There's like, you know, there's formulas to success.
I love that. The accountability piece is so important, but I love the idea of like this bring your own energy aspect. I would say that you have the BLE, the big leadership energy, 100%. And I've heard you talk about the importance of being able to come in with a smile and that energy. And like, not like, if something goes wrong and like you're having a bad day, like leading into a walk and talk, you're like, okay, I got to turn it back up. Like I got to be here for these people. And I feel like that's a big leadership quality that people don't understand.
No, it is. And it's not like it's performative, but we got a show to put on. Like, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like people are here in Indianapolis. They want to hear me speak. They want to see me talk. They might not even know it's me. They just know somebody from Visit Indy told them, yeah, you got 2 hours to kill. You should go on this tour. It's really good. They don't know what they're doing. Yeah. And so, like, I've got to put on a show. And, like, whether that's, like, with just being overly happy, but I need to know where these people are from. I need to tell them about where I'm from. I got limited time to give them what I do and what I get to let them see how great my work is and my city is. And so, like, I cherish that, and I never, like, go through the motions with that.
No, for sure. And I mean, when people are paying for that service, it's like you want to do a good job. Like you said, if you're working with somebody that come in 10 minutes late, it's like, I'm not mad at you, but I'm going to hold you accountable, like, because we got something to do. We got a show to do.
Yeah, my friend Marcus, man, I hire my friends to work for me. Not even for me. If I get a bunch of money to do something, I give it to them. Like, hey, this is what I can use you to do. And my friend Marcus, one time he didn't go on the tour with me, but it was hot. But he thought like we're going fast, so he thought like I'm gonna take one. That's cool, but like you're not what you're there for. And the other time, he was supposed to be in front of me when I crossed the street, so he could stop the traffic. And then like it was a big ask though. I need you to be in front when I walk through this first intersection. Then you're gonna have to get ahead of me. You're gonna have to move, hustle to get to the next one. You know, like it may not be the coolest thing to do, but that's what I'm asking you to do. Right. And like he wasn't there, and I was like, he said he told my friend Chris, he's like, yo, I think he's in game mode. And it's like, yeah, man, I am in game, and it's great. We were best friends. I was like, yeah, I'm in game mode. Like this is what I want you to do. He's like, my fault, bro, I got you. You know, I was like, and it was great. Yeah. But it's great because I can talk to Marcus like that, you know, and like, But he's like, I think he's in game mode. He's like, yeah, I am in game mode, bro. I got 50 people on the tour. We got cars coming.
This is the game now.
I'm like, we gotta go. Where am I going?
I'm leading people. They can't get hit on this. That's a liability issue.
What's going
on? Well, along with like this energy and the walk and talks and everything you do in the community, like you've been recently featured as part of the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. display on the Monument Circle. People can also hear your voice outside of Gamebridge now. Literally every time they go out there, they can see that at the Bicentennial Plaza. What does it mean to you to be a voice of the city? Do you consider yourself that?
Yeah, I do, and like a lot of people speak, you know, and represent the city in multitude of ways. You know, for me, I still think of the voice box of Indiana as my guy B Swift. You know,
for sure, for sure.
But I love adding to that. You know, like I've watched him in Indianapolis for a while, and so like I've heard his voice on things, and so like to now like be able to hear myself voicing things and being like the voice of my city in a way is so cool to me. I love this place so much. And I want people to understand that you can love anywhere you're like, why do you live in Indianapolis? Because I'm fucking here. Like,
right.
That's the reason. It's not like I just looked at the map and just, I love this place. No, this is where I am.
Yeah.
And so to be here, be 28 years old, establish myself as a voice and of the community and of all people, is very cool and humbling, and I don't take that for granted. Like when I get asked to voice things, they just start, and I'd love to get money, but they just told me, they were like, hey, you can invoice us, and I'm like, okay, but just doing. I'm just so honored and humbled to do that. I don't.
That's not the first thing on your mind.
I'm not thinking about that at all. Like they just told me that last weekend. Like they're like, feel free to ask or we'll let you know like what we can do. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just keep asking me. Really, that's what I want. Yeah, that's what I want.
Well, but a sustainable relationship. Like you want something to keep going,
for sure,
for it to be ongoing. And I'm glad you brought up like your deep love of the city, of this state. A few months ago, it might have not have been a few months ago, but you posted in your stories about the pride you feel from being from here. Yeah. And you just talked about New York, and we were talking before we hopped on about people hopping in the comments, even when they're from here, and talking like wild things about it.
Yeah.
But you said, if you don't tell people where you're from, how will we know good people are from there? When you're talking about like feeling pride in wherever it is that you might be from.
Yeah.
Where does your deep love of this city, of this state come from? Where does that originate?
Oh man, I think I like looking for the answers to like why or how.
Sure.
And, for me, those answers are through history, and it's through place. It's interesting. I had to do this event with Lululemon, and they're I guess a partner of mine. I'm an ambassador, so I get a lot of stuff and do stuff with them and for them. And we had to write down. And normally I don't like these cheesy type things, but they like write down your values. So I really sat there and I thought about it. Everybody's writing away, thinking I'm looking around at first like, I guess I'll do it. And I wrote, place, self, education, and movement. And I really thought about those, and those have been my values for a long time. Like place, where I am. Self, who I am. So now we're talking about Indiana Black history. You can see that right away.
Yeah.
Education. Well, there we go. And movement. This is an active experience. I don't want to just go lecture you. I will, but even then I'll run around. I'll get you up. Like this is active. We're moving forward. We are moving. This
literally
is
moving forward.
This is like not a stagnant thing. And I think for me, using history as a way to learn about myself has been a really cool tool, because like I trust that discovery process and the hypotheses that I may have about like, I bet Black people lived here. I mean, and like looking in the newspaper, typing the address, and then seeing like, yes, like I was right, or like, well, I was wrong. Like I had no idea that it was this many people here, or this happened at this time, or whatever. So for me, it's been like the older I've gotten, the more I've like been able to independently choose what I value, the more I've realized like I value the stories within history, the ones that have been told and the ones that haven't. For such a long time, we don't really get to choose our true values. We're told, even like in our professional careers, whatever, it ends up being that people do full time, or how that works. Like part of your decisions are obviously influenced by what is paying you.
Right.
Like, we'd love to go do whatever, but like part of our decision making and our values is based off, I need to keep this job.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I got bills to pay, I got a roof, Yeah.
That influences your values and what you need to do, how you spend your time. So I've been lucky enough that like with the walk and talks, for the most part, I've been able to like have this like 24/7 value aspect of what I do. And I like to break that up with working like at the gym or doing like something else, but normally like who I am is what I do, and I think that's cool.
You're literally living them every single day. Is that rooted in something else? Was that always, even as a kid, like that was where I was moving? I know you talk about like choosing those, but does that have a deeper root somewhere?
I think my mom, she really encouraged like education and value, and that no one can take your education from you. And like my family on my dad's side, they were really very an educated bunch. Like people went to college. My grandparents went to college. Like, and on my mom's side, not as much, but I think she saw the value of education. My mom was born in 10, small town in Indiana, Mount Vernon, and she's the only one to go to a 4-year school out of high school and graduate.
Okay.
Right, you know, right through there. And so I think she instantly saw the value in like this education is something that you always have, no matter what, you know, like, because all 10 of her siblings are the smartest people I know, you know, but she's just saying like what I experienced there, what I learned there. I always have that. Whether I'm employed, unemployed, you will always have what you know. And I think that's something that was instilled from her even when she was in Mount Vernon before she ever got to Bloomington.
You will always have what you know. I love that. That's dope. That's dope. That's powerful. You do so many fucking things. Like you were just doing all of this stuff, and I heard you talk about being like you're a fun in the sun guy, so you don't like you won't find Sampson trawling the streets at 3 a.m. in the morning, leaving the bars.
I think about going to Dorman after. I'm like, man, if there was something I'd get a drink.
But it feels like, honestly, it does feel like when I'm like watching your stories or just following along, like there's like no way this dude sleeps. Like he's up, even if he's not out at night, he's working on something to get ready for the next day. How do you take care of yourself and so you can keep showing up with this energy? Man,
routine. You know, I think with getting up early, I like to get up and go somewhere. That's what I like to do. So like, I don't like to just get up and just be in the house. I like to get up and move. So like pretty much Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm doing something in the morning. I was supposed to be doing stuff tomorrow morning, but I got the morning off, which would be kind of nice. But at 6 a.m., I'm somewhere. Like I am somewhere at 6 a.m. Monday through Friday. And I think that helps me keep that like athlete type mentality and schedule, waking up, taking care of myself. I think one thing I say to people in the gym, like, we know better, man. Most of the time, the doctor won't tell you things you don't know. Like, I'll tell you, like, drink water, eat fruit, exercise. Like, yeah, right. It's the simple decisions about life that we know that we have to try to get right as many times as possible. That determine how well we take care of ourselves and the others around us. Like, you know, should you go to bed, get an extra hour of sleep before you got to give this big presentation, or should you go out and grab a drink, or should you stay up and watch me? Like, maybe, like, if you truly know the right answer, just choose the right answer. I think sometimes we get so caught up in these big, difficult decisions. Should I take this job? Should I move to this city? Should I, marry this person? But like, get the easy ones right. Should you take out the trash on trash day? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, should you make your bed? Yes. Like things like that. Like, get the little ones right as much as you can. And that's how I feel about waking up, taking care of myself, trying to get to bed around, 10:30, 11. Like, I feel like those are little decisions I know the answer to that I try to get right.
Yeah, I mean, if you do those little things, like you're not stressing about the little things, the big decisions, like you can actually put the energy and investment that you need in to make it.
Or they're like, okay, well, if I do this, I will then do what I know I have to do for to execute it. If it doesn't go the way I wanted to, I know I did my practices. I didn't act outside of myself and my reasoning for how I approach something. Yeah.
It makes me think of, I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately, Andrew Huberman. He's like a neuroscientist. But
I love YouTube, though.
Yeah. He talks about this routine, and one of the things he talks about, waking up early, like around 5, and go to the bathroom, get a drink of water, but then if you can, go outside, get sun energy immediately. And sometimes he says, like, sprint as hard as you can, like you're running away from something down the street.
That advice in this type of temperature, I would not recommend. Someone who trains people,
it's cold here,
you're gonna be injured. If you wake
That's injury city for
sure.
You
wake up, walk outside and hit the 40-yard dash, you're out for a couple weeks. But other than that, I like going outside. Like, I go to work out November Project Wednesday, Friday, and I don't even really doing the workout. You see me, I just shot hoops that one day.
Yeah.
I just want to be outside. I got to get some outside time. I need to get outside. I need to feel that. I need to breathe that. When I'm, like, if I ever get, I almost said it. I don't even like saying the word S-I-C-K. I like saying I'm either healthy or I'm healing.
Okay.
Like, I really believe that. And so whenever I am like healing, I'll feel like, man, I need to go outside. Even if it's cold, like people say, I need to stay, I need to bundle up. Like, I need air. The air in the house is the problem. Like, if I had the outside air, that would be better. That's what I need. So, like, whenever I'm healing, I'm like, okay, I gotta go outside.
I feel you on that. I don't even drive down the road. Even if it's cold, I have to have the window cracked.
I like that. Same.
I gotta have that air
I feel
in.
you.
And my wife's like, roll the window up. And I'm like, no, I need that.
I need the new air.
Exactly.
Got 1 minute of this old air. I want new air.
Exactly. Yeah, I love that.
Infinite air outside, by the way.
Oh, by the way, that November project, that was the first time that we really actually met.
Yeah,
and it was only because you said that you would like come at me shot for shot. I took the challenge, but I showed up and I'm like, I'm supposed to work out.
No, I'm like, no, you don't have to do that.
I've never been in a November project before.
It's uncomfortable for a lot of people at first, because they're like, yeah, what are you doing? I'm like, first of all, I'm not about to get a partner. Maybe it depends. Like, I just want to be there. I want to talk. I want to chat. I want to run around. Yeah. I want to do what's going on. I didn't go this morning, though. It was chilly. So congrats to all y'all who went this morning. It's a cold morning. It was 3 degrees at 6 a.m. I've been out there in that weather.
You just were the other day, like 5 degrees when you're going
but I was walking across the street. That's different. You know what I'm saying? And I was hyping that shit up, too. Like, we got to go outside. I was like, woo, made it. No, but really... But yeah, like I got to do a tour on Friday. It won't be that cold, it'll be like 20 degrees, you know. And so like we'll walk around. I'll never let people think I'm cold or I don't like the weather.
You gotta set the tempo.
Because like once, exactly. I got as a person guiding, I can't be like, it's cold out here. What you guys think? We should wrap it up. Like no, I can pick up on body language. I know how it's going, but
100%.
I forgot what I was talking
about. Well, it's All-Star Week here in the city when this is coming out, and it's a big moment for our community. It's like the biggest sporting event since the Super Bowl. Yeah. And, there's a lot of stuff going on. You got a lot of tours. You got a lot of things that you're doing. What do you feel like from your perspective? What does this moment mean? And where should we be going with it?
Man, to the moon. We're about to go. It's about to be the greatest thing ever. And that's because I'm so excited for Eyes to be on Indianapolis and for us to have our creative assets on display. I think as a city, we have so much to offer, not only historically, but also like right now. And we have to see that ourselves. I think that's two things at play here. Not only and we know this from the Super Bowl, some people know this and understand this. Not only do I want people to come see Indianapolis, and appreciate it for who we are and what we're going to give to the world that weekend. But I also am very excited for Indianapolis to see who we are and what we give to the world that weekend. We were talking about this earlier. I don't know if we were recording or not, but like you are what you see. You're influenced by what you see. Like, if you see people in your community excelling, you're influenced by that. You think, I can do that. If you see an artist that looks like you and she paints something and it's up on a billboard, says for All-Star, Shante Lewis, right? And the kid sees that and they're like, man, my city, if I can paint here and it can be seen by millions of people, I can do that here. Yeah. Or whatever. Like, I want Indianapolis to see that because I do. I know that people come here. I know that we have a national appeal. And as much as I appreciate the density of big cities, I do love what Indianapolis has and what we offer to the world,
100%. You touched on it a little bit, but like all eyes on us and see what we have to offer. But what do you hope that people coming in from out of state walk away with or walk away from this city with? What do you hope that they're taking away?
Why it's here and why it can't be anywhere else, especially not 2024. Because everything that I do, I feel like as a storyteller, is tell people why things happened. Yeah. I give them answers to questions or make them question other things as well. And so like, with this whole thing I'm trying to weave, at least from my perspective, is like I'm trying to let people know how basketball influences art and culture, how art and culture influences sport, how that looks like in a city, in a urban area, in a rural area, in a black neighborhood, in a white neighborhood. I want to let people see how basketball has almost been a language for our city, for our state, a tool, a catalyst for integration, just as arts and culture. And it'll be excited to like let why there's been such an attachment to basketball here and what it's done for us as a state. Like, it's cool. I just feel like I can explain that. If you just give me time, I tell you, like, you'd be like, damn, that All-Star game should never be anywhere else.
Right.
And at the same time, I could do that for any other thing you wanted me to that I felt that authentically passionate about. Like, that's what I feel like I want people to know, like, why is the game here and why do they do this shit so fucking well every single time? And so, like, I just can't wait. Like, we got a show to put on. Like I just said, like, there's a show to put on. Like, fuck what's going on. We got a show to put on. Like, and we got to be all hands on deck as a city and put on a show.
I love it. I don't even really know what else to say to follow that up. I think that's the perfect endorsement for what's going on here and what we're doing in this city. It is.
Come check me out. See what we got going. There'll be plenty of ways to interact, both online, in person. We're going to, if they give me a stage, I'm going to step on it.
Hell yeah. All right. I got one fun question for you, and then we're going to wrap this up. So generally at All-Star games, they have like a celebrity game. You're a hooper. We already talked about it.
Crazy.
If you were tabbed to play in this game, how many points you putting up?
Man, a lot, because like really, y'all see me, you see me at Nips, and y'all know, like, okay, I'm gonna see who's like. First of all, I'm gonna just try to go crazy off rip, which I can do. If it's going, it's going, and it's ISO ball. It's come down the court, fast break, pie. But then if it's not going, we're going to set a screen and y'all going to give me, I'm going to come out the pick and roll and I'm going to have the senator there. You know, they got that one politician that play. Or I'm going to have the little actor there that he there just for giggles and he traveling, and he stepping out of bounds and got on funny clothes. Like, give me him off the screen. I'm going to go get me a bucket. Like, I seen Quavo, he was hooping just because, like, all right, like, some people are taking it serious, some people aren't. Give me the screen. If my guy's going hard, give me the screen. Let me peel off there, get Jennifer Lawrence on the elbow and see what she's talking about on an in and out and lay it up. I just watched some movie she was doing as a kid of mine on Netflix. Not good, by the way. It's not even, when I said the movie, I was like, wow, I was wasting my time.
I mean, you do be pulling up regularly from 30.
Yeah, we line. We're here to shoot the ball. We're here to shoot the ball.
Bottoms it.
We're here.
Sure.
You have to cover the whole court. Just like football. We're going to make them guard all 53, all 100. We're going to make them guard. We're going to make them guard.
If you be getting in that game, they might be handing you a 10-day. So,
man, I think as crazy as I would have to get hot. People know this. People who play me know that I can get just, as most people can, I can get ungodly hot. Like, talking about, like, make 5 straight threes, game's over. Like, that's what we're playing. Like what? Steal a ball, just pull up, no look, start running back, it's in. I just know, like, think about the best people in the world. They do this they're just all right. They wake up and they're hot. Like, wow. Yeah. Mine only comes if, I need to practice more. But if I got hot, I'd get the 10-day.
Did you play basketball in high school and stuff?
No, man. We had a good team. I played 1 year. I played freshman year. I was good, too. But they tried to turn me into a rebounder, Draymonder type. Okay. And I'm like, they wanted me. I remember Coach pulled me inside, Coach Fagan.
Oh my God! Our high school coach was named Coach Fagan.
He said,
"That's wild."
He said, "You should." At first, it was Coach Hicks, freshman year. It was cool, but it wasn't like for real. It was like we was good, but it felt like football players play basketball. You just like that was normal. Like, you had time. But Fagan, he was like, "No, this is the basketball program," And they start. They went to state. It was good, but. He was like, you should be leading this state in rebounds. I'm like, it's not what I want to hear, man. It's not what I want to hear. So I just stuck with football. But I wish I would have played in basketball. We had a lot of good players. I kind of like I wouldn't have played as much. I maybe could have played, like, added value to the team for sure. But, no, we had a great basketball team. They were really talented. Colin Hartman, he ended up going to IU and playing. Mo Evans, great shooter at Purdue Fort Wayne. And so we had a lot of, like, Jalen Coleman Lands. He won a national championship with Kansas.
Okay.
Like, they were all on the team, like, when I was in school. So it was like, okay, it seems like they doing the basketball thing. I'll do the football thing.
Seems like football worked out for sure.
Right. No, I did. It was great. There a lot of opportunities and open doors.
For sure. Well, where do folks get a hold of tickets for these walk and talks at All-Star Weekend, and how do they stay in touch with you?
Yeah, so right now we got Through2Eyes.com/all-star. So you go to that, you'll see everything I got going. Ways to interact with me. We'll never hit capacity. So just pull up no matter what, no matter what you read or say, we'll never hit capacity. So keep on coming. Through 2 Eyes, like through a tunnel, the number 2, and then eyes, EYES.com/all-star. And you'll see everything I got going for that weekend, and then you'll see other stuff on my website as well.
Dope. Awesome. Well, we're going to have that linked in the show notes. You heard her here, folks. Never at capacity.
Never at capacity.
Always have space.
Never at capacity.
It says 25 of 25, but we have room for 100.
Don't tell people who are writing the grant that, but we're never at capacity.
Sampson, man, I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me and have this conversation, drop all of this knowledge, and just getting the opportunity to learn from you. Outside of these walk and talks, how does this audience, how do I support you best moving forward?
Really just like engage with what I'm doing, share it, let people know. I love to like work with companies and schools. So if you got to know a teacher or a CEO or whoever's in charge of booking the company outings, let them know about what I'm doing and see if you can help me grow this message. I know I got to do more to brand and reach out, but people ask me like, how do you advertise? I'm like, you're about to do it. You're going to like this so much. You're going to go tell your friends about it. And I know that. So like, that's what I want you to do. Let your friends know how good, how much you valued your experience with me, and hopefully that'll lead them to come see me themselves.
Word of mouth, one of the most tried and true methods of advertising there's ever been.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. Well, Sampson, again, appreciate you being here today, sharing so much with us. Again, y'all, you're going to be able to find everything, links to all of the All-Star stuff at Through 2 Eyes in the show notes. Make sure you check that out. Make sure if you're in India any other time this year, you hit up Sampson. He's got all of these different things that you can do. If you got an organization, a school, a company, whatever, book this man. Book him to just talk. He don't even have to walk around. But he will walk around.
I'll just pull up.
He will walk around in your room. But he'll be talking 100%. For everybody else, episodes of this show drop every Tuesday, wherever you get your podcasts, as well as on YouTube. If you want to support us, leave us a rating or review on any of those platforms. Follow us on Instagram at Conversation Podpiece. And make sure you subscribe to our newsletter, Conversation Piece. The newsletter comes out every Mondays. Paid subscribers also get exclusive access to our companion podcast, Conversation Notes, every Wednesdays. This has been a fantastic conversation. I'm just feeling really grateful to be able to do this with you, man. And we're going to have even more content coming out this month for the city of Indianapolis. Excited to be here. Until then, though, I'm the titular Patrick, and this has been Conversation Piece. See y'all soon.